Going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to take a look at a fighter by the name of Johnny Wilson. Now, Johnny Wilson was a very good middleweight champion who took the title away from Mike O'Dowd May 1920. And he had some good fights, but he lost the title away to Harry Greb in 1923. Let's take a look at his career. Now, Johnny Wilson was born on March 23, 1893. In New York City. His nationality was Italian-American. He weighed 158 pounds and was managed by Frankie Marlowe. Frankie Marlowe was an Italian mobster, no question about it. He had ties with Al Capone, among others. I mean, it is what it is. He was an Italian mobster who pretty much had the whole downtown New York sewed up. But Johnny Wilson began his professional career in 1911. He knocked out George Cunningham in the second round that year. 1912, he knocked out Red O'Keefe twice in the second round, Frankie Farley in the third round, Frankie Young in the fourth round, Young Sally in the second round, Jimmy Riley in the third round. He knocks out Frankie McCarley in the seventh round, Charlie Kid Albert in the first round, Tommy O'Keefe, good fighter, in the fourth round, Willie Collins in the seventh round, Eddie Smith in the second round, Billy McGrave in the first round, Red Clardy in the fourth round, Young Sally in the first round. He lost to Johnny Kid Alberts in the seventh round. No decision to Al King in the fourth round. Steve Cunningham in the sixth round. Dirt O'Meara in the sixth round. These are knockouts at this point. Kid Balfour in the sixth round. Joe Fox in the sixth round. Very good. Freddie Garther in the sixth round. Charlie Smith in the 10th round. In 1913, he knocks out Freddie Walsh in the third round. Mike Farrell in the first round. Joe Marto in the sixth round. Sailor Donahue in the second round. No decisions to Young Victor in the sixth round. Fighting Kennedy in the 10th round. Young McCarthy in the 10th round. Battling Nelson in the 10th round. Fighting Kennedy in the 10th round. So yeah, that's the same Battling Nelson that you know of. He was a lightweight champion at one point. 1914 knockouts. Walter McGuire, fourth round. Fox, third round. Lost to Jimmy Fryer in the fourth round. No decision to Fighting Kennedy in the 10th round. Jimmy Fryer, 10th round. Frank Carbone in the 10th round. In 1915, he knocked out Red Kid Tucker in the first round. Kid Board in the fifth round. Lost to Battling McFarlane in the 12th round. No decisions to K.O. Sweeney in the 10th round. Chick Nelson in the 10th round. Billy Bush in the 10th round. Mike Mathy in the 10th round. And K.O. Sweeney in the 10th round. 1916 knockouts over Young Jasper in the second round. Jack Donnelly in the 8th round. Battling McFarlane in the 9th round. Robbie McDonald, 12th round. He defeated K.O. Sweeney in the 12th round. Johnny Mello in the 8th round. Roddy McDowell in the 12th round. Jack Savage in the 12th round. He lost to Wild Bill Fleming in the 12th round. Joe White in the 10th round. Tommy Robeson in the 12th round. Silent Martin, good fighter, 12th round. No decision to Frankie Nutter in the 12th round. Al Rogers in the 12th round. Let's move on. 1917, knockouts over Al Nelson in the first round. Art McGurl in the third round. He defeated Jack Savage in the 12th round. Carl Hurst in the 10th round. Victor, where we at? Victor Dale, 12th round. Lost my place for a minute. Jack Savage twice in the 12th round. Lost to George Robeson. George Robinson in the 12th round. Roddy McDowell, 15th round, lost on the foul. Knocked out by Italian Joe Gans in the 4th round. On May 30th, Frank Nutter in Pittsburgh lost in 12. 1918, knockouts. Victor Daly in the first round. Pinky Crosby in the 3rd round. He defeated Leo Hulk, very good win. 12, Augie Rother in the 12th round. He lost to Leo Hook in the 12th round, lost on a foul to Frank Carbon in the 3rd round. 1913, knockouts. Scotty Cohen third round. Matthew Danielson, first round. Battling Carroll, second round. Cyclone Scotty, fourth round. He defeated Pat McCarthy in the 10th round. Young Fisher and the draw. Pat McCarthy, 10th round. Young Jack Aherd, 12th round. No decision against Georgie Robinson in 12th round. 1912, March 9th. Billy Murray, Lynn, knocked him out in the second round. April 7th, Powell Reed, good fighter. Boston, Massachusetts, defeated him in 12 rounds. May 6th, Mike O'Dowd, Boston, Massachusetts, defeated him in 12 rounds and won the middleweight championship of the world. July 1st, Soldier Barfield, very good fighter, Newark, New Jersey, no decision, 12 rounds. July 20th, Young Fisher, Syracuse, New York, no decision in 10 rounds. August 2nd, Steve Choinski, Buffalo, New York, knocked him out in 5 rounds. December 9th, George Robinson, Montreal, no decision in 10 rounds. 1921, George Chip, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, no decision in 10 rounds. George Chip would be a middleweight champion, taking the title away from Frank Klaus. February 10th, Navy Rawson, knocked him out in the second round. March 17th, Mike O'Dowd, New York, defeated him in 15 rounds. May 25th, Joe Chip, Detroit, no decision in 10. Joe Chip was the brother of George Chip, his real brother. July 15th, Georgie Robinson, Boston, Massachusetts, defeated him in 10 rounds. July 27th, Brian Downey, Cleveland, Ohio, won on a foul in 7 rounds. And the Cleveland Boxing Commissioner refused to abide by a referee's claim. Wilson lost by a KO. September 5th, Brian Downey's Jersey City, no decision, 12 rounds, title bout. 1922, April 21st, KO Jafford, Hazleton, Pennsylvania, no contest. July 4th, Al Demarest, Rutland, Virginia, knocked him out and stopped by the referee, 1923. May 22nd, Jimmy Montgomery, no decision, 10 rounds. June 22nd, Eddie Carter, no decision in 12 rounds. August 31st, Harry Greb, New York, lost in 15, and that's when he lost the World Middleweight Championship to Harry Greb in 1923. October 19th, George Robinson, Boston, defeated him in 10 rounds. November 16th, Powell Reed, good fighter, Boston, defeated him in 10 rounds. December 18th, Pat McCarthy, Boston, knocked him out in the 3rd round. 1924, January 18th, Harry Greb, New York, lost in 15 rounds for the World Middleweight Championship. That was a rematch. January 29th, Powell Reed, Boston, defeated him in 10 rounds. February 12th, Tommy Loughran, outstanding light heavyweight champion, in Boston, lost him in 10 rounds. July 29th, Jock Malone, good fighter, Boston, knocked him out in 6 rounds. September 17th, Jock Malone again, St. Paul's, no decision in 10 rounds. December 9th, Tiger Flowers, New York City, was knocked out in the 3rd round by Tiger Flowers. 1925, April 17th, Harry Greb, Boston, Massachusetts, lost in 10 rounds. August 27th, Maxie Rosenblum, Brooklyn, lost in 12 rounds. October 4th, Maxie Rosenblum again, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, lost in 10 rounds. He had a total bouts of 123, and he knocked out 44 opponents. He won a decision 20 times, won on a foul once. He had 2 draws, lost on a decision 17 times, lost on a foul twice. He was knocked out 2 times, no decision 34 times, and no contest 1 time. So Johnny Wilson, fabulous middleweight, very good middleweight. And I want to introduce Johnny Wilson into the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Here you have Johnny Wilson along with Harry Greb. Tex Riggett in the middle here with the bow tie. Now, Johnny Wilson had a falling out with Tex Riggett. But for a short time, Tex Riggett was the promoter for Johnny Wilson. Here, I just want to show you Mike O'Dowd. This is the man he took the title away from. Mike O'Dowd was a very, very good fighter. He had Mike O'Dowd, took the title away in May 1920. Now let's go into the Police Gazette scrapbook and take a look at Johnny Wilson. Now here you have Johnny Wilson in the Police Gazette scrapbook that I have here with Brian Downey. We just talked about him. See Wilson with his back to you, and Brian Downey halfway out the ring. You got Wilson to the right, Downey to the left. This is Brian Downey. You got Johnny Wilson to the left, Downey on his way down to the right. You got Johnny Wilson to the right and Downey to the left. Let's see who we got here. Ringside action photos of Johnny Wilson and Brian Downey match. Although Downey in the center oval, that's up here, he earned a shade in the tame 12-round go at Jersey City, New Jersey on Labor Day. Wilson retained the middleweight championship. So that's Johnny Wilson and Brian Downey. Here we have Johnny Wilson and Mike O'Dowd. So Johnny Wilson defeats Mike O'Dowd and keeps the title. That's basically the rematch. Middleweight championship or champion awarded referee decision and 15-round bout that goes the limit before a record crowd at Madison Square Garden. Johnny Wilson, middleweight champion of the world, successfully defended his title against the grim assault of Mike O'Dowd of St. Paul in a 15-round championship contest at Madison Square Garden, New York City, on the night of March 17th. At the end of 15 rounds of savage milling, during which a record-breaking crowd worked itself into a frenzy of excitement, the Charlestown title holder was declared the conqueror by the verdict of Johnny McVoy, the referee. Now, I just want to repeat, I had said this once before in one of the profiles I was doing. I think it was with George Dixon. I'm explaining what's happening with me is that when I read these to you, I'm reading through a camera that doesn't have a prescription lens. Now, I have the glasses on, but through those glasses, I'm looking through the camera. So if I stumble a little bit with some words, just bear with me. That's why I show receipts. But I'm just trying to show my subscribers, some things that they probably haven't seen before. And in sacrificing doing that, it's kind of hard for me because I have to look through a camera that doesn't have a prescription lens. I don't know, it's weird. I'm trying to explain, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to do my best here. Some of these words, for me, seem a little blurry and seem a little... So I may get it wrong, and then, you're like, what is he talking about? But what I'm doing is I'm just trying to give you an overview of what took place in certain fights with certain fighters. Wilson Downey meeting proves 12 rounds farce. They felt that it was something rigged about that fight. Ohio middleweight earns popular verdict in Labor Day bout at Jersey City, but champion clings on to the title by stalling crowd. Jursman Wilson's money up. Okay, so Wilson's money was held up. All right, so basically, like I told you before, a lot of times, a lot of these fighters back in the early 20s, you had a lot of mob ties. I mean, you thought the 30s and 40s were bad, but you had a lot. And Al Capone was a big part of that. And I think I did a profile when I told you about Mickey Walker. When there's some fights, you know, that's supposed to go a certain way, and the fighter's getting to the best of the other fighter, the referee has to jump in, or the commission has to jump in, and they start changing the decision around and that kind of a thing. So they felt that Johnny Wilson fight was kind of like, you know, not on the up and up, so they held his money up until further investigation. And this was on that Johnny Wilson fight. Johnny Wilson and Michael Dow fight. And Tex Trigger, as you can see here, he used to be the promoter for Johnny Wilson. But what actually wound up happening was they kept on strong-arming Tex Trigger. So he just got rid of Johnny Wilson, said, I don't want no part of this. Immediately after the fight, Joe Humphreys was the ring announcer, that the New York Boxing Commission had directed Tex Ricker to hold up Wilson's end of the purse. The commission had come to a conclusion that the champion's Saloni exhibition was worth an investigation to determine just what right he had, to claim his bit. Said to be something around $35,000. Okay, so this fight happened 2 months before Jack Dempsey fought George Carpentier. I know a lot of funny things was going on at this time. Here you have Johnny Wilson to the left. Michael Dow to the right. So I just wanted to give you an idea of Johnny Wilson and Michael Dow fight. This was a lineal switch in the middleweight division. Like I said, after Johnny Wilson defeated Michael Dow, Harry Greb took the title away from Johnny Wilson. I think I showed you that fight. And of course, Tiger Flowers took the title away from Harry Greb. Mickey Walker took it from him, from Tiger Flowers. So this is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series, just giving my subscribers an overview of that Johnny Wilson and Michael Dow fight. You get a chance to see Brian Downey as well. So salute to my subscribers. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Peace. And I just want to quickly show you, this is Harry Greb and Johnny Wilson. So after he took the title away from, after Johnny Wilson, took the title away from Michael Downing, I just want to be clear, Harry Greb took the title away from Johnny Wilson. So this is what I'm showing you here. New middleweight championship crowned as Greb defeats Johnny Wilson. All right, so I just wanted to give you that. Here we go again. Greb wins middleweight championship from Wilson. All right, peace.